So, what do you do when you feel like not getting out of bed? When you don't want to cook dinner? When you don't want to go to the shops? When you don't want to hang out with your friends? When you don't want to chase your dreams and aspirations? When you really feel like there's not much point in continuing on? When you look over the horizon and it's all on fire, the future that awaits you is meaningless, that all the buildings and all the people and all the wildlife are gone, when everything everyone has ever experienced is come to an end, when there's nothing but death and destruction, and that's it. But you're still here. I'm still here. There's still quite a lot going on, and as much as the pessimists look into the future and say that there's nothing that awaits us, I've still found something that works for me. It may work for you, it may not, but that's giving something up. That's sacrificing what you find important, whatever that might be. It all kind of starts for me with looking back on the past 6 months, past year, past 2 years, and where I would go to work on a Monday. It would seem like the place is on fire, or the places. So many questions that I don't have the answers to, so many obligations, so much responsibility, just so much. And I would feel out of my depth. And I think one of the reasons that is because Saturday and Sunday I was just kicking back, having a couple of drinks, taking it easy. And then Monday would come and it was just a fucking front kick to the chest. Everything that I thought I'd put a full stop in, every T that I'd crossed, every I that I dotted had come back in a fucking flooding tsunami of inadequacy and the inability to deal with on a Monday morning. Sounds bad, I know, but that's what it felt like. And I'd get through the day. I would answer the questions that were posed to me. I would be involved in the meetings that I needed to be. I would do what I needed to do. And it was shit. I would rather not do it. And I'd go home and I'd go to bed, and Tuesday would come round and it would be a little less hard. It would be a little less debilitating. And then I'd go home, and Wednesday would come around and it was hump day, and before I knew it, it was Thursday, and then it was Friday. And Friday afternoon would come and I'd felt like I'd really got some closure, that I'd given a lot away, that I'd invested my time wisely for some reason, even though it only felt like I was reacting to things. I felt accomplished. And I usually would put some time to do something that I wanted to do, that was work orientated, obviously. And I felt like a hard man. that I'd taken some blows, and I was still there at the end of the week standing. And I go home, put on some music like I am tonight, pour myself a drink, and do something creative, which seems a little bit weird. Maybe wouldn't want to do something creative, but nonetheless, I'd write a blog post like I have, and and just I'd be a little bit more at peace, especially if I hadn't done what I had done. It felt like I deserved this moment to be creative. And I don't necessarily follow that pattern right now. I'm not working. I'm taking it a bit easy. Monday to Friday is not as confronting. But maybe that's why this one's taken me a little bit longer to write. It's about 2.5 pages long, and I went over it a number of times for some reason. I'm not sure why. I didn't just speak from the hip. I kind of thought about it a little bit more, which is perhaps progress for me. And if you recall, what got me thinking about how to overcome that inadequate feeling, that lost kind of perspective, was, sacrificing something. And I recall when I was about 15 years old or so, and I'd woken up for school, and may have been, in fact, a Friday as well. And I was just done, just completely done. But I still fucking went to school, and I don't know why. And I walked to the station down the road from my house and got to the ticket machine to buy a ticket and pulled out all the change that I had and thought I had counted to buy a ticket. And I came up short. I didn't have what I thought I had. And the machine told me this, it says, 10 cents, 5 cents more to buy a ticket. So I cancelled the order and put my hand in the change slot and pulled out all the change, and just I gave it another go for some reason. And I put all the coins in again, one after the other. And somehow this time I had enough money. And I thought, what luck. Somebody must have left some money in the fucking coin slot. And it just felt like a fucking massive point of validation that I bring it up. I even bring it up today, some fucking 18 years later, that I'd gone against the grain, that I thought outside what a typical teenager should be thinking about, which at the time was what was going on with my friends, my family, my community, the world at large. Really, really just thinking deeply about what I can do and how I can help, and trying to be a better person. And it was taking a tremendous toll at the time. It was taking enough of a toll that a couple extra cents in the ticket machine at the station almost brought me to tears. And that's the weird thing, like when you sacrifice something, when you give up what you care about, and what you care about is normally what's easy. It's not like you get paid back what you put in. You get these little moments, these little fucking moments in the front of a fucking ticket machine where you feel at peace, where you feel gifted, where you feel grateful for this little alleviating moment. And maybe you've experienced something similar to that. But the point is that if you are stuck, if you don't know where you're going, if you feel like giving up, if you're stuck in bed and there's not much going on for you, try giving something up. Try caring about something more than you care about that feeling, to take it easy, to not try to let that soft, comfortable blanket erode your warrior spirit. And I find the more I do that, especially coming back from a moment in time where I think I'm stuck, where I don't think there's a way out. It might be small, it might be getting up early, going for a walk. It might be challenging myself instead of just watching a show or delaying a task that I know I need to do, but I just can't be fucked. Just it's almost like you're sacrificing that little urge to just take the easy way out. That's it though. You're not actually sacrificing like what you thought you needed to do. You're actually just sacrificing that little beginning, that little moment of compromise, and just getting past that. And then things just flow, and it's just one thing after the next. But for some fucking reason, maybe you can tell me, it just doesn't, it doesn't last forever. It goes up and down, and you might get to a point where you fucking got a teardrop in the corner of your eye at a ticket machine when you're 15 years old. And then you're stuck in bed again as a 33-year-old and you don't want to do anything. You might get to that point again, just because it's working now and you've got some momentum and you're sacrificing this and you're sacrificing that and you're giving yourself away, and you feel the power of the world reflected back in you and it feels awesome. It feels awesome. Everything's going well. And then it won't be. It's such a fucking pain in the ass, but at some point it won't be. And you need to know how to restart the machine. You need to know. But somehow the roots of your past sacrifices run deep. They run deep, and you can re-engage with those pathways very easily. And now, I don't feel like I felt when I was younger, when I was at breaking point, when I just couldn't handle the stress of seeing the imperfections in everything around me. Whereas now I see the imperfections, but I don't feel the need to remedy them or embrace them. And I feel whole for the most part. I feel whole. I don't feel like I'm missing something. But if I stay in the same place, it kind of just, it has a strange way of going towards meaninglessness. Yeah. And the closer it gets to that point, the more I feel I need to shake it up. And the best way for me to do that is to challenge myself, is to do more than I'm comfortable with, is to broaden my horizons, whatever that might be. It doesn't have to be amazingly complex, or it doesn't have to be big picture. It just has to get the machine started. And it's awesome when you're in full flight, when you don't think that there's nothing but death and destruction, when you get those little moments of validation, those lucky breaks, those 5-cent pieces in the fucking coin dispenser. It's awesome. So I wish you all the best. And this video is a little bit different to the ones I've previously done. Perhaps a little more poetic. And if you're so inclined that you'd like to learn a little bit more, feel free to check out the blog post on my website in the description below. Cheers.